grade match her. By the time she got out of the 5th grade, she was completely caught up and was surpassing her curriculum. And so I went on and pulled her out because I didn't feel like she needed that anymore. And so she's basically been doing high school curriculum last year and this year. She's taking honors chemistry. And
it's weird.
Lit analysis. It's part of their English. And we're doing Catching Fire, Mockingjay,
He was never a girl.
Divergent, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Lord of the Rings. All 3 books this year. And kind of giving them a wide selection. You know, some stuff's more contemporary.
And he never had a second animal.
We're going to watch the movies. And you're going to tell me the differences between the books and the movie.
Well.
So, but they have big study guides I make up for them. They have vocabulary for every chapter. They have questions they have to answer.
A guy
to be able
or gal.
Different things that go on. I'll pick a topic out of
that guy or
first
gal.
3 chapters, and we have to talk about it. And why do they think it happened that way? So it's not easy. My nephew looked at me and says, "I think we're going to go back to public school."
For one thing,
I thought this was going to be easier. He's like, "Well, guess you thought wrong, huh?" Well, but it goes quicker. No.
There are some things you need to know about this gross jammer.
And no, he decided that he actually liked it because we're done with school by 1 o'clock. And they don't have homework. But I teach
Number
to
1.
The speed of them. So, you know, if they get a concept, we may only spend 15 minutes on something. Because they get it. What's the point in spending, you know, and then they'll do their assignment.
1.
And 30 minutes after we start, they're done. And as long as they've got it, I see no reason to spend an hour teaching it. You know, but right now they're learning the different laws in chemistry, and it's taking us a little bit longer than it normally would. But, you know, so it's cool. I enjoy it. I was just tired of her being picked on. I mean, well, she's getting ready to turn 13. But she had been in the Memphis City school system since she started kindergarten. And basically, she was one of maybe 10 white kids in the whole school.
Number 1.
And she was just...
This guy never had a second animal. This guy never had a second animal.
Oak Forest?
Nope.
And I'll tell you probably
never
what
had a second animal.
And I was looking for an alternative other than her reading and her comprehension wasn't real high because she didn't know. And you know, all that's up now.
Second?
I mean, she's reading high school level books with ease. She's struggling a little bit with the chemistry, but my guess is
never,
she was in 10th
ever
she'd be struggling with chemistry. There
would
is a lot of
be that.
And we've got one,
color
and what
of
we've
the
got
fake.
is I found a book. It's called Surviving High School Chemistry. And it's actually a textbook, but it's not written like a textbook. And
Fake.
And we really like it because there isn't a lot of research to go. We used a biology book last year that they had to go out on the internet and research all their answers. And what I found was it was overwhelming for her and for Mark. There's
Okay.
so much information coming at them off the web that she was reading every website because she was scared she was going to miss something.
Next.
And it was taking
Next.
her hours to do something that shouldn't have taken her that long. And so I decided to go a different route this year. I didn't want to give them a textbook.
Fake.
But I needed them to have
Fake.
a more structured
Fake.
curriculum than what the chemistry was. Because when I got the chemistry, it was it's called Science for High School is the name of the website. And this is chemistry for high school.
Okay.
But it's research based. And,
Okay.
you know, you can't teach yourself the laws of chemistry and the formulas that go along with them. And so, because those formulas are not easy to understand. You know, so, and they do Singapore math. Both of my kids do Singapore math. We got completely away from American math. Well, it's the math that's taught over in Singapore, and it's a staircase.
He would never be a color.
You got to learn to add
And what
and
this
be able
account.
to learn to add, and once you learn to add, then you can learn to subtract. But they're taught very early that subtraction is the opposite of addition, and so as you're learning to add, you're learning to subtract as well. And their big thing is
Third.
families. When you teach a child that 2 + 3 = 5, well, you've also taught them that 3 + 2 = 5, and 5 - 3 = 2, and 5 - 2 = 3. So they learn all 4 of those at the same time.
He would never talk out of his phrase. Oh. Last. But not least. Last but not least.
I have a little sister who can't count back change.
Never, ever. He would ever. He would never, ever.
No. Right. Now.
And would not.
Well, now my son is autistic, and he's a
Camera.
the little boy that got bit. He's a high functioning autistic.
Camera.
And
say,
oh,
those.
Let me tell you, this has been
the things
he's been in speech therapy since
he
preschool.
would do.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I pushed for it.
This guy, the guy or gal here is a
now he was
total
tested independent of the school system.
fake.
My insurance paid for all of his testing when it was originally done. And then
Fake.
I went up to, and I don't even know if it's still there now that Shelby County took it over, but up on Colonial, there was a piece of the Memphis school. Well, when he was,
Remember those things?
4, I took him up there plus his testing, and I had one of the top neuropsychologists in Memphis test him. Now remember that this little woman who was as big around as she was tall come out there. She spent about 15 minutes with Casey and looked at me and said, he's not autistic. I looked at her and I said, I'm sorry, exactly what is your degree in? Well, I have a master's in education. I said, oh, so you're not a psychologist? No. I said, then you can't diagnose my son, so don't try. And they kept saying he didn't need, there was nothing wrong with his speech. And I finally got a hold of the supervisor and I said, look, this is what I want you to do. I want you to sit down and have a conversation with
You will always.
I said, because what y'all missed is my son is a mimic. So if you say to him the word truck, he is going to repeat it back to you exactly how he hears it. I said, but if you turn around and get him to use that same exact word
If
in
you
a
think
sentence,
it will be the real
one
thing,
that he makes up,
you
can't say the
might be right.
not clearly. And I said,
Or
but have a conversation
wrong.
with him. And I said, make it a 10-minute conversation, and after 10 minutes
You
of
might
talking
be
to
right.
my son, if you come back to
Or
me and you tell him
wrong.
that there is not a language or a speech problem,
Wrong.
I'm good. I won't bother you again. She's like, I will sit down, me and the speech lady, and we will just have a conversation. I said, okay. And they did. And she come back, and he got speech every day for a solid year, 30 minutes every day. Because, you know, they had a lady in there saying he wasn't autistic. Well, if he's not autistic, he can't be a mimic. And, you know, it amazed me to listen to him. I mean, he didn't start talking until he was a little over 3 years old. Not a peep. That child never babbled. He never cooed. He never made a sound as a baby. He cried and that was it. And, well, the pediatrician we had at the time kept saying, oh, his big sister talks for him, which she did. You know, Casey would point and she'd say, oh, he wants juice. And she'd go get him juice. We never did ever figure out if that was actually what he wanted or not. But so she talked for him. And that was logical. I had heard of that. So it didn't concern me. But then he hit 3 and he still wasn't talking at all. I mean, he didn't, you know, he would grunt and point, but that would be about it. And we had to switch pediatricians because of insurance about that time. And I went back to another pediatrician that I really liked. And the first thing he said was, how many words does he say? I said, none. What do you mean none? I said, no bye, no go, no bye-bye, nothing. And he's like, we need to have this boy tested. He said, something's not right. And I looked at him. No, go ahead. Yep. Yeah, that's where I had to go because he technically, I wanted to get him into the preschool program, the Head Start program. And back then it wasn't for all students. You had to be a special needs student back then. And with him being autistic, you know, but I want you to know that the Memphis City school system never classified him as autistic.
This is Shy Girl Wolf.
They classified him as developmentally delayed.
This is Shy Girl Wolf.
And that caused its own set of problems as we went through school because Casey did transitional, he did preschool and then transitional kindergarten.
You
because his birthday is in August. So